Now we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday. You know what that means. It's time for Wrestle Purist Face Off. We're back again. We've been gone for a few weeks, but we're back again. Thankfully, I've been able to round up some of the crew. And it's your favorite Sunday debate show on the Wrestle Purist platform. If you're new to Wrestle Purist Face Off, we have 3 debates on these shows, and you guys can decide in the live chat who won the debates. So I'm your host, Ibu Wrestle Purist. And I'm joined today by the First Lady of Wrestle Purist, Isra, who's back. And we have Ayo's big replacement. For those just tapping in and haven't caught the Twitter updates, King Ayo, one of the trio of Face Off, is not able to make it tonight. He's busy with work, and so he put in a boss call to Stanford. And so he called Stanford's strongest soldier, Rob, to defend his honor and take his spot because he believes in him. And so, you know, when you're in a pickle, when you're in a bind, you look to your friends, you look to your blood, you look to the clique. And so he called in Rob, and Rob will be debating myself and Isra tonight, and we'll be getting spanked probably by the both of us. But I'm happy to have Rob here. I'm happy you guys are joining us for Face Off. I expect to have a great show. It's going to be really fun. We have some fun topics for you guys tonight. And we'll start off with the special guest. Rob, talk to me, man. What's going on?
I thank you for letting me be on the Sunday show. This is in fact my first Sunday show that I've ever done. I've been meaning to hit Ibu up about doing one of these, but I really don't ever have the time on Sundays. I'm usually busy with work. But yeah, I feel like today's going to be a great show because today's
Rob
topic
has a
is
job?
really good. Yes, I have a job. Yes, unfortunately I do, but I feel like today I'm going to win because my professional wrestling intellect is just superior. And I feel like, especially with everything that I've predicted in the last year coming true and coming to fruition, I feel like it was the perfect day. Today was the perfect day to challenge myself and to come on this show and just prove it to the rest of the wrestling universe on Twitter that I am not only the best debater on wrestling Twitter, but the most efficient. And what happened? What happened?
Nothing. Keep going,
what happened,
bro. No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
That not only that I am the best debater on wrestling Twitter, but that I am the smartest individual in wrestling Twitter. So that's what I'm here for today.
That's not even close. But
Rob, what's your degree in?
WrestleNomics? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Listen, the point is,
is that what they hired you for in WWE when they brought you to Stanford and Titan Towers? They saw your WrestleNomics degree.
Yeah. You know, they seen the numbers, they seen the production of Dom Mysterio, and they said, you know what, this guy a year ago said that Dom Mysterio would be who he is right now. And so, you know, they put the contract in front of me. Of course, there wasn't enough zeros, so I had to, you know, I had to put in the call to Big Dom Mysterio to get more zeros on that contract. But
someone in our comments said that your degree was in fedology.
100%. 100% my degree is in fedology.
Can you tell us a little bit about fedology, Rob?
Well, WWE is the worldwide leader in sports entertainment. There's nobody bigger. There's nobody better. You can try, but you will never succeed. Right. And, you know, I just, after years and years of hating WWE because of Vince McMahon, Triple H reignited my love for professional wrestling. No. Hold on. That's a dirty word. He reignited my love for sports entertainment.
Yeah, that's right.
God.
The real worldwide leader in this sport we call professional wrestling.
King of Fedonomics.
Yes, I am the king of Fedonomics. Actually, Dre, it's not a minor, it's a major because WWE is the major promotion. It doesn't matter.
Oh my
God.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Listen, Rob, you're clearly a fedologist. I respect it. I respect your hustle and your grind. You know, you say it's a major because it's a major league. Hey man, God bless. More power to you. I don't know how much that's going to help you in the debating realm, though. And I'm afraid you may be in over your head here because in the realm of face-off, I don't know if anyone's told you, but I kind of run this landscape here.
You don't. All right.
I
This
I am.
is.
But with that said, guys, remember, we still do take super chats. So please like the
Yes.
video, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and send super chats because we're going to read them before every debate topic. And we love your guys' input. We love your guys' feedback. It's an interactive thing because that's kind of what we're built off of. And so we would appreciate all that type of stuff. And also, if you send us $50, you can pick any one of us, any two of us, to debate whatever you'd like us to debate. And additionally, if you send $50, if you like, we will sing any song that you guys would like us to sing. But that's if you so choose. You can send any amount you'd want. That's just appreciated in general. And with that said, Isra, First Lady, MLW is the only major leagues. I don't know if you remember this, Isra. We did a space last year, and I started talking about MLW, and then you and Jade immediately left.
Yeah,
was
that wasn't the
disgusting.
vibe.
Y'all were like,
No, we left and we took our people with us. That wasn't.
Literally, you took like 60 people left with the ladies, which is crazy.
Nasty.
Isra,
Do we want to get into these?
What's going on? What's going on with you?
It's all good. I'm not home, so the data, my internet, it could either be so much better than it usually is or so much worse. So fingers crossed we make it through the podcast without like me glitching and like looking crazy because it's always like mid-facial expression to like every single time. But don't diss my internet connection, okay? I make it work every single time. But
you're gonna jinx yourself. Because right now you're doing all right, and now you're starting to lag a little bit. Like let's just not jinx it. Wow. And now she's frozen.
Look at you, bro. Look at what you did, bro.
Now we hear you again.
OMG.
All right, let's just not jinx it. Rob, let's start getting into some of these super chats before we introduce the first topic.
Yes. All right, let's get into the first super chat by Zaid Natty. $4.99. Yeah. I am a big film guy. Work as an
what kind of karma is editor. That?
You literally were like talking about internet and then lagged. You're good now. You're good. You're fine now. Let's just not jinx it. We don't got to bring up Wi-Fi. Let's just leave it alone. Go ahead, Rob.
I jinxed myself.
Jinx the shit out of yourself.
But at least like we know.
Go ahead, Rob. Read the Zaid Natty's
first super chat from Zaid Natty. I am a big film guy. Work as an assistant editor in post. Worked in movie trailers. Film purist is the way of future. Loved the tweet space from the other day, the Twitter space. Sorry.
Zaid is referring to those that don't know. I did a space with Chris O'Bread a few nights ago. And after some general conversation, we just started talking about movies for like 90 minutes. And Chris decided that he wanted to do film purists. And I said, fuck it, let's do it. Wrestling sucks. So it was a lot of fun. We were just talking about movies and stuff, and we had different opinions, but I had a great time with it. And I know, for me, personally speaking, I have tons of other interests outside of wrestling, and among them is movies. So, Zaid, thank you so much for listening. And I'm happy you enjoyed it. Guys, I do these spaces all the time, and we have a good time with it. So keep your eyes peeled out for that. Thank you, Zaid.
I'm making my tweet, and you can read out this next one.
Okay.
So Darren Walker sent £5. I'm gonna redeem myself. He said, "Hi, Isra and Ibu, and great Rob is on my favorite member of Unpure's team and a fellow MLW fan."
Yes. Me and Darren Walker have had beef in the past. He's had some very, very bad takes, and he used to be an Ibu stan. I don't know what's worse, being the Ibu stan or being the bad take machine, but we'll get into that later when we get into these debates. But
Darren Walker versus AO is great because Darren Walker will pop in and like complain about like the Elite and Orange Cassidy, and AO will be like, "Darren, shut the fuck up, my nigga."
He'd literally just be like, "Yo, Darren Walker have a good take challenge."
Yeah, I seen in the chat that love the conversation about classic black films. Yeah, it was a great time. I had a great time with the space. Yes. The thing I love about the spaces is it's the precursor to a lot of what we do on this channel. And in some ways, a lot of Wrestle Purists' YouTube culture was kind of forged through there. And we met a lot of each other through there. And I think that's why I've kind of told myself to get back to doing them, because I find that like it gives you the direction of the future, and I think that's a way to go for the channel. But anyways, next super chat, Rob.
Well, that's it so far. That's it for now.
No, we have 2 more.
No, there's 2 more. Oh, they didn't put them in the starred yet. Hold on.
Yeah.
Bruh with $2. Edge really sunned Ricky last night. Hey yo, yo. When Ricky said the other plays, I don't remember what he said before that, but all I know is when he said the other plays, all you saw Edge get red as fuck and be like, yo, why are you talking to me, you bum ass vanilla midget?
He was so mad.
Oh,
like
he wasn't fucking with the comment about his like bug eyes. That shit was very personal.
Ricky said bug eyes, and he was like, "I'm not fucking talking to you, bro." Like, so like, shut up.
Can you move around, bro? We not talking to you, bro. Like,
literally.
What's going on with you, bro?
You could literally tell like Edge was like trying to not like straight up just walk up and choke him out.
I'm pretty. He almost called him. He almost called him a slur. I don't know. It looked like he was about to be like, yo.
But he did sun him. I'm not gonna lie. That program is gonna be interesting if they decide to do one with them too.
Yeah, it was just funny because Edge was like, "Bro, you're supposed to be talking to Danielson, so I don't know what you're doing talking to me."
Don't talk to me, bro. Until you make how much money you got, little bro? Like, don't talk to me.
Literally. Thank you, bro, for the super chat.
Bob the Builder,
$2 Canadian.
$2 Canadian. Isra two.
He says Isra too fine, respectfully.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Isra, your response to Bob the Builder.
$2?
Come on.
Come on, bro. That's crazy.
Thank you, Bob, for expressing your free speech. You know, Will Chisholm, $10.
How do you say Wits Chisholm? Because AO says
Chisholm. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Will Chisholm. Oh, you go ahead. You got it.
Not go ahead.
Will Chisholm with $10. I got to ask, what was WWE higher ups' reaction to Vince McMahon's boss throwing him under the bus? And Vince must be sick not being the booker now. Love y'all.
I don't know. I know this reaction. I know that all week the word from the company is just like, "Yo, Hunter has like total say so right now. Like Vince hasn't really been fucking with the creative, and they know this because there hasn't been late changes to the stuff. Because Vince doesn't communicate with the writers, but they know when he's meddled with the show because Hunter will come to them and other producers at like 6 o'clock, like, "Yo, actually, we're doing this," and they all know what that means. It meant Vince called him and was like, "No, we're doing this." And that hadn't happened in a long time. And all of a sudden, Dragon Lee's on the show, and JD McDonough's on the show, and Piper Niven and so on and so forth.
Andy Hartwell is actually saying words now.
Right. And so they have been aware that like it's changed in that regard, and they're happy about it, obviously, because they don't like dealing with him. So I know that reaction. Anything else I don't know? There is internal speculation by people who wouldn't know, but they work in a company. There's internal speculation that like Endeavor's trying to push Vince out of the door, so to speak. And it's also a private hope by many people in the company. So we'll see what happens. Ari Emanuel threw Vince under the bus when he blamed him for the stock dropping, amongst other things. And Vince can no longer meddle in Triple H's TV. So we'll see where it goes from there. Thank you so much for the super chat, Will.
And Bob the Builder with $2 Canadian. Is Billy Corgan the worst promoter?
I know NWA is the worst company in the world. So
I don't know. There's a few candidates for worst promotion in the world.
What's worse than the NWA?
You're
exactly.
Right,
you know what I mean? All
right. Bob the Builder with $2 Canadian. Need to speak in the Twitter spaces in the future. Hey man, you know,
Bob, what's your Twitter handle? I want to know if I've seen you on the app. I don't think I've seen you. Just write it in the chat, and I'll keep it in mind.
Ibu private chat.
Yeah, Rob, just go through all of them, and then we'll do the first topic.
All right, bet. Bob the Builder, another $5 Canadian, man. Bob the Builder running up
Yeah,
our bags today, man.
it's for you tested his gangster and he started dropping money. He's like, all right.
He's like, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. The day MGF goes to WWE will be like LeBron returning to Cleveland. The amount of dick riding will be funny. Hey,
It will be kind of funny.
whoa,
I don't
first,
think he's gonna go. I don't think he's gonna switch. Thank you, Bob.
all right,
Was
and
that
that
it?
is the end of the super chats as far as right now.
All right, guys. Thank you. Keep them coming for sure. We will continue to read your super chats in between the debates. But it is time. It's time for me and Isra to go at it and face off.
All right,
Rob, tell us.
That's against you.
What's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're gonna face off, and I'm gonna beat you in this debate. But Rob, why don't you tell the audience what we're gonna be facing off about?
Well, as you all know, this week was the week that WWE and AEW went head to head prime time on Tuesday night. Tony Khan had his show booted off, not really booted, but moved from Wednesday night to Tuesday night as I think baseball was on, correct? Right, baseball was on. And so basically they went head to head with NXT, and WWE threw the first shot by throwing John Cena on, and so on and so forth. Then them and Tony went back and forth, but that's not what we're talking about right now. What we're going to talk about is Tony Khan's activity leading into the said night in the past week, before and after, such as chirping back at fans, referring to Triple H as a bald asshole, saying Shawn Michaels has no saying Shawn Michaels has no chance of winning. After this was after the night after the war, and trolling Undertaker and Cena for not cracking 1 million viewers, and explaining why he hates WWE Avies and takes this war seriously. Brian Alvarez reported on Wrestling Observer Live that there are people within AEW that feel he should put his phone down. So I ask you guys, has Tony's Twitter antics been a bad look?
You want to start this, or do you want me to go?
No, I'll let you go. I want to hear you waffle about.
Sure?
No, like you. Go ahead.
Ladies first, ladies first.
I mean,
wow.
Ladies first is crazy. Me first.
Wow. Anyways, all right. Listen, is Tony an unhinged, unrelenting poster? Yes. Is Tony Khan kind of crazy? Yeah. Is Tony Khan very intense? Yeah. Is Tony does he come off sometimes as more of a fan than like I don't know, a businessman? Sure. But I'll tell you what, he embodies the spirit of his company. And at the end of the day, I think his fan base loves this. Because when Tony gets passionate like this on social media, he inspires passion in his fan base. If he didn't give out the display that he gave out this week, I don't think Dynamite would have even performed as well as it did on Tuesday. The thing about Tony is AEW is at its best when they're the rebels, when they're fighting against something. And so now that they had a bad guy to focus on, and that bad guy being the WWE, it united his base in a way that they haven't been united all year. All year, the AEW fans have been fighting amongst themselves. Some fans hate CM Punk or this guy or that guy. And the finger pointing has all been within the circle rather than out of the circle. They've all been in the castle pissing. Sorry, they've been pissing. I fucked up my own analogy. The point is this. The point is this.
No, say the analogy. Don't start over because I need to know who's pissing on who.
All right. So
how long has R. Kelly been all elite?
R. Kelly is not all elite.
So crazy.
He will never be all elite. He will never be all elite. But the thing is, it's better to all be pissing out of the castle than have some people pissing in it. Get everybody in that castle, open the windows, and let's all piss out. So there's no piss inside your castle. Anyways, it made more sense in my head, and Paul Heyman used the analogy once before. But the point is this. It makes the fan base inspired because it's like, no, guys, why are we fighting each other? We're supposed to be fighting the WWE. And that's the thing. On Monday night, during Raw, actually, he posts the match graphics and he basically goes, listen, guys, we're gonna do a 30-minute no commercial, like commercial free, because they're doing that. We're gonna fight fire with fire. It's all retaliation, you know. And he has the right to do that. He has the right to retaliate. He has the right to put his fists up and not get cucked and bitched, you know. And people respect that. When Tony Khan shows some guts and puts his fists up, people respect that. And you have to, you know. And so he does that. And then he fires people up. Guys, you're doing a 0 hour. Eddie Kingston and Minoru Suzuki. Guys, you're doing a 10-minute overrun because they're doing a 10-minute overrun. We're going to fucking get him. And you know what? At the end of the day, this whole tirade started because he was passionate about winning. And you know what? That I can never say that's a bad look. Even if he maybe says some things that are kind of cringe or embarrassing. How could you think it's a bad look when it's just a man defending himself and fighting? Because I respect that much more than him laying over and getting destroyed. And you know what? Yeah, he did kind of go back and forth with fans a little bit and send some gifts. And he did kind of he did reply to an AI picture of Shawn Michaels. Monty says Wrestle Pierce does not support the kinks and
That was
affinities
not
of
Monty.
Wrestle Pierce. Oh, that was you. I'm crying. The point is this. Michaels, I've heard enough already. The point is this. Look, yes, he did reply to an AI image of Shawn Michaels holding Booker of the Year. Yes, he did troll Undertaker and John Cena after he lost in the ratings. And yeah, he took some shots and stuff and called people ball assholes. And yes, there were people in the roster that thought this was cringe. But you know what? No, it's not a bad look. It makes Tony Khan that he acts this way. And I think this is the Tony Khan that people fell in love with. This is the Tony Khan that fans want to get behind, because when they get behind this Tony Khan, they know that they're backing a guy who's doing everything in his power to make AEW the best promotion it could be. And I'd rather support that than a guy who is complacent with where he is and where his company is. So my vote is in confidence and a thumbs up for Crazy Tony on Twitter. Tony Khan, if you want to keep tweeting, keep posting, my friend.
Okay, real quick before Isra goes, Ibu, tweet out that you have you tweeted out that you and Isra are okay. You have. Okay, good. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, Isra.
Yes.
Okay. I hate to do this, but first I want to apologize to the Wrestle Purist Galaxy for what you just had to sit through. We do not condone R. Kelly. We do not condone pissing on people's property or out of anyone's property. That's not what we represent. Okay. And I'm sorry that you guys had to
What
go
the hell
through
was
that.
that?
But
Rob, press that again. What is that? Me?
No.
Oh, the main character syndrome on this guy.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, I mean I think you kind of argued against yourself when you said yes, he responded to an AI image of HBK, and yes, he responded to like a whole bunch of stuff that was completely unnecessary to a bunch of, frankly, nobodies. Actually, before I go and get into it, let me ask you, Ibu, how many tweets did Shawn Michaels send out about Tony Khan?
None.
Or about AEW?
None.
Did he say anything about their main event? Did he say anything about Title Tuesday?
No.
During NXT, at any point, was there any specific digs at AEW besides the fact that like everyone that was booked there was meant to be the opposition? But like, were there any like subliminals?
No.
Okay. So my stance is it's not a good look. I mean, like, we support, Tony Khan, we support AEW. But at some point, Ibu said that he embodies the spirit of this company. And I was always under the impression that the spirit of AEW is that it's a real wrestling company and that the wrestling speaks for itself. And if you're this confident about your wrestler's ability to put on a much better show and your ability to be a much better booker and put together a show that even if it, fails in the ratings against WWE, is still, from beginning to end, from bell to bell, a better show. And so him spiraling, I would say it's not a good look. Besides that, it's just not your job. Like, in my opinion, like, publicists are needed for this very reason. It's unprofessional, it's unproductive, and it doesn't benefit the roster. In fact, per Brian Alvarez, is that how you say his name?
Yes, Brian Alvarez.
I don't usually acknowledge him, but he said that the talent have been saying that they quote want TK to put down his phone. I also heard through a birdie that AEW has cracked down on talent, basically, starting shit on Twitter, and that their Twitter use is meant to be more tasteful. And so it kind of sets a bad precedent. Like it's hypocritical. Like you want your talent to chill the fuck out on Twitter, but then you're going crazy and you're like arguing against like just straight up like name dropping Vince, name dropping WWE. Like we're better than this. And I tweeted on Tuesday. So if anyone wants to call me a Fed stan or whatever the hell, like I tweeted, I'm all elite. I was really hoping that AEW would pull through and win.
Didn't you pick Christian over the main event segment on the other show?
I mean, I said NXT doesn't have Christian, but also AEW doesn't have Tiffany Stratton. So like, I honestly I like both shows. So like, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I were to like make some tweaks, yeah, let's take Christian and let's put him on NXT. Let's.
Oh my god. He would eat that roster alive.
He would little boy everybody and little girl everybody. I mean, he was little girl and his own daughter.
Yeah. Yes, he did smoke his own daughter. Rob, this is not unbiased.
Before I wrap up.
Yes, go ahead.
Before I wrap up, I want to say, this isn't inherently harmful. It's not like he's like fucking Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. It is cringe. It is annoying. It does kind of like it is kind of like a bad look, but I don't think it makes him a bad guy. I don't think that his concerns also are not valid, because if WWE was doing tampering a year or so ago and, he had personal issues with his mother, then I empathize with him, because that's a difficult thing to be going through with your personal life and then add on to it the stress of work. But I mean, we all go through different stressors with work, and it's like you don't air everything out on social media because it's just not productive. And it's like, yeah, I think that about wraps it up.
I'll give you this. It definitely opens himself up to people taking personal shots at him that they wouldn't have if he didn't make the information available. But with that said, I'm not going to say I still maintain my stance that it's not a bad look. It's just how he chooses to use social media. And, it doesn't damage the shows. It doesn't damage the perception.
I mean, there are times when I turn up on Twitter. Like I haven't done it recently, but there have been times when like I've had arguments with people like left and right. And then like when you put your phone down and you kind of like look at your timeline and you're like, I was doing way too much. I mean, that happens to the best of us. It's just different when you're a billionaire owner of a major wrestling company. Mm-hmm. So just like if I were to give any advice to Tony Khan, I would just be like, put your phone down and look at yourself in the mirror and think about like who the fuck you really are, because you're supposed to be better than this. Like, but yeah.
Well said, Isra. I respect your argument. I respect it. We don't have any poll links to give out.
No, you know what you could do? Go on Twitter. You can go on Twitter and have a poll on Twitter. You can ask who won the debate, and you can post a link in the chat.
Oh, that works.
All right, I'm gonna do that. While I do that, let's start going through some of these super chats. All right, who won the?
Wait, no! Don't do it on your page, Rob. Do it on your page and put the link in here. Because if Ibu fucking posts this shit on his Twitter account, his followers who are not even in here will vote his link. No! Do not give him that kind of autonomy. No.
Okay, sure. Just Rob, just ask who won the first debate between Ibu and Isra. Just tweet that straight up, and then give us those options and send it in the chat. And while you do that, real quick, just throw up the first super chat.
Alrighty, hold on.
Yeah, throw that up and then make your tweet and then post it in the thing. All right, go ahead. Yeah, make that tweet, Rob. Berkey199 said, "I need more early spaces for us adults with bedtimes."
Yeah,
it's funny. Same. Now Twitter records the spaces, and like people, because of that, like they just listen to it back, and it's crazy. It's for like me and Chris were just like bullshitting. Like we forgot we were live. Like Chris at some point he was like, "Yo, I forgot this is like a space," and we had like 300 niggas listening to us at 2 a.m. just talking about movies. But I guess it goes to show something, I guess. So I appreciate you guys for just supporting to that degree. And I'll try to make these at more reasonable times. It's tough because I get off late from work, so that's why we do them late. But one of these days I'll do an earlier space for the adults with bedtimes who have jobs and stuff.
How long? Okay, how long do y'all usually like time these polls? Like,
what's the shortest it allows you to do?
I can do minutes.
Let's.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Time it for 6 minutes.
Okay.
No, why don't we do like an hour, and then we'll go through like all of the results at the end of the show. Does that work?
You want to do that? You don't want to do it right away?
Just so enough people can like get their votes in case someone like wants to watch it back or something. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Well, that's the chat. Do you guys want to know who won the Ibu Isra debate right away in a couple minutes, or do you want to find out at the end of the show? We're a community show, man. We give the people what they want. You guys let us know. You want to know who won right away, or do you want to know at the end of the show? Let us know. We got someone saying now.
Yeah. So in terms of like the spaces being an.
Yeah, Rob.
I'm gonna set it for 5 minutes.
Set it for 5 minutes and set it in the chat. Everybody said now. My man last said I need my Israel win now. I think I won.
Twitter is so fucking broken. I hit tweet. I posted it and it literally said the post has been deleted.
Try to get.
The link has been posted in chat. And I
don't see it. I don't fucking see it.
Oh, did fucking AO ban me on this account? Hold on.
What is Rob? You stink, bro. Oh my god.
Rob, this is so easy. You have one job. I'm gonna go get me a water by the time I get back, bro.
Can you?
That's not my it's not.
Throw out the next super chat while you do this, man. You are stinking it up, bro.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I got banned and I didn't even know.
God damn, Rob.
All right, there it is. The link is now in the chat. I don't see it. If you can go to my page.
I do not see it, Rob. I'm looking at this chat.
I just dropped it.
Do y'all see the
holy fucking dude? Am I banned on 2 accounts? Oh, brother. No. I'm gonna do this again. Fuck this.
Do you want me to do it off my page?
Yeah, no, you just said you didn't want no bias.
This is
But my followers are not like
Peach says
psycho like yours.
Peach says she thinks links are banned in chat.
We can't post links?
No, apparently not.
All right, so listen.
Go to my page.
Rob, make the tweet and everybody just direct people to your Twitter @ okay?
My @ is I think it's on the screen. SR paragraph. PEROGRAPH.
Okay, Rob, post the link. And then everybody go to his Twitter handle, and then we'll vote there. While you do that, that Pitbull sent $2. I hope you've been fed. Ibu, where's my dinner?
You're the one not feeding him.
I have nothing to give you because you're not my Pitbull. I have a golden retriever, and her name is Pina. She's a beautiful 4-year-old golden retriever.
Pina.
Yeah, Pina's great. So, well, sometimes
I'd rather have Pina on the podcast over Ibu.
She joined one time, and her contribution to the podcast was. So, we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Why was that the only cute thing you ever did?
What that noise? Can you guys hear me? Hello. Bob the Builder.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we can hear you.
Rob, you put the poll up, right? Because it's a short window, so everybody has to get to it and vote. But Bob the Builder, $2 Canadian says, I need to know the Pitbull reference.
Yeah.
So Chris one day on a space, he said that there's people on this app that are more focused about subtweeting him and complaining about his opinions and his troll tweets than feeding their own pit bull. The individual that he was talking about, he said that you have a pit bull that you neglect and you don't feed, but you want to come in on this app and complain about me. And so he said, ladies and gentlemen, stop worrying about trolls. Feed that damn pit bull. And so we got hashtag feed that pit bull going up that space. And so let that be a message for all of you guys.
Oh,
If you're
well.
thinking about getting added a troll, have you checked on your dog? Have you fed him or her? That should be the priority, folks.
Oh, well,
Bob, thank you so much.
I guess I was banned because when I go in the WrestlePierce account and post it, it posts it. So the link has been posted. I guess I was
Damn.
banned.
All right,
Damn.
let's
Bullshit.
let's get to the next super chat here.
Alrighty, hold on. Where's the Pitbull reference? All right, here we go. Oh, this is wow. This is crazy.
Let's see here.
Big Hero Chris, $2. Lock Evil up with R. Kelly. Oh, yeah.
Why? What did I do?
If y'all knew what I knew about Evil of WrestlePierce,
What the
I would say
fuck?
go ahead.
Listen, man, I'm a better singer than R. Kelly and a better person.
I mean, I only agree to one of those things.
I don't believe
Sing for
that.
us. I want to hear you sing.
No.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I wasn't
You
ready.
kinda
This
went
guy,
up,
this
brother.
guy
You kinda gotta
sings.
do that
He
now.
raps.
Hey, man. That day when you listened to 2 seconds of my SoundCloud rap was something.
Okay, so the final.
Yo,
What's the next super chat?
That SoundCloud rap
Hold
is
on.
godly. I can't cap.
Oh, yeah, man, your boy got some bars here.
Hey,
Hey, Zay.
Zay, $5. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no. Tony Khan was a known poster on wrestling forums, but gets pressed by trolls on Twitter with 50 followers. I mean, that's just how he rolls, man. That's how he gets down. That's how he gets down.
Hold up. All right, you want to give the final result after the super chats, or
Yeah, we'll do all the
Okay,
super
good.
chats and we'll reveal the result.
shit? There's a lot of them. All right. That put bull $5. Sean too busy trying to look in both directions. All right, bro. Both directions at the same time. Woof woof. Where are these kibbles at, Ebu?
I don't got no kibbles for you, bro. Like, I don't have any kibbles for you, Pitbull. I don't know what you want from me, man.
Sounds like a neglectful human being if I do say so myself. Will Chisholm, $5. Tony Khan hasn't been the same since Cody left and Punk tried to kill him, so I get why he's tripping. I wouldn't say all that. I wouldn't say Punk. I wouldn't even say Punk tried to kill him, but whatever. But to each their own. Am I still here? Like, why is it so quiet?
Yeah, sorry. I lagged for a second. Tony Khan hasn't been the same since. Who knows, man? Who knows? Thank you for the super chat, Will.
All right. Will Chisholm, another $5. Who has the power to sign talent in WWE? Is it Nick Khan? And does Triple H have any say so? Like with Coyote saying coming in.
I would look at it as a joint thing with Nick and Hunter, you know, and Nick's not gonna stop Hunter from signing someone he wants to sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Misawa Mask, $10. Tony ain't going far enough. This needs to go beyond what the quality of the shows are. Call out some of the possible global takeover events, NXT Japan / Mexico. Let fans know that there are stakes. No. Why would he do that?
You are cooking, Misawa Mask.
No.
You are cooking.
Why would he do that?
This is a war.
Oh, brother. I almost called you somebody. Anyway, Bob the Builder with $5 Canadian. The fact that Malachi hasn't had a singles match in ages is a criminal. Does TK not like him because he wanted to go back to WWE? Same with Andrade.
I would try to just connect the dots on that, is all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Just connect the dots.
Alrighty.
There were towns that requested their release last year. Malachi confirmed his one publicly. And yeah, I mean, of course that's gonna affect how Tony sees him. You know what I mean?
All right. Will Chisholm, another $5. I figure Vince might be gone forever because Raw had 16 women on the show.
They did. For those that don't know, the entire women's division was featured on Raw last week, except for Nikki Cross and Zoe Stark. And Vince doesn't know who half of those individuals even are.
Yo, Vince would have looked at that TV. Vince would have looked at that sheet and said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!
Who the hell is Xia Li?
Indy Hartwell." Oh,
Exactly.
No. Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, Ricky Starks.
I'm not reading that.
Ricky Starks,
I'm not reading
$1.99. Ibu, you left your fedora in my room again, Zadi.
Yeah, you're like frighteningly good at that, and I have no comment besides that.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, bruh, $2. That JBL Eddie rewatch was insane. What a time.
For more
What a
context,
rewatch.
last night Parker or P of Dumb Guy Live, he had a space yesterday called the Dumb Guy Chat, and I was on there, and we watched live together. We watched Eddie Guerrero versus JBL, Judgment Day 2004. It's the famous match where JBL cracks Eddie's face in with the chair, and Eddie does a nasty blade job where he won't stop bleeding. Bro, I hadn't seen this in like maybe 15 years. That match is amazing.
Yeah,
Like
match is
Eddie's just,
godly.
he won't stop bleeding, and JBL's beating his ass. And bro, when he fires back and he does the little kind of shoulder shimmy shit, and he's just like, "All right, come on, bring it on," and then he's punching back and shit. It's amazing, beautiful match.
That artery,
And
when he hit that artery, and brother,
bro,
it was over.
don't ever listen to anyone who tells you blood is bad in wrestling. It can be so beautiful when done right. And God bless Eddie Guerrero. What a wrestler.
Unless you're
What
in
an
the ring
amazing.
unless you're in the ring with Abdullah the Butcher. That Pitbull $5. Pina a good dog for real. You got a good one. Woof woof.
Pitbull, stop looking at my dog Pina. All right.
The
Any more, Rob?
custodian, the big man, the custodian Lexus King. Tuesday night is custodian night. Yes, sir. Good. Let's go.
Good.
Righty.
Best of luck, Lexus King. We have one more, Rob.
Oh, there's one more?
From Bob the Builder.
Yeah, it just came in. Bob the Builder, $2 Canadian. What does TK see in Sammy Guevara?
He doesn't want to give up on Sammy because Sammy was pinpointed as a pillar. And if he gives up on Sammy, then it's an admission that he's a flop. And Tony doesn't want that on his name. So he will continue to give him chances the same way Triple H will continue to give Karrion Kross chances.
Yo. Sammy Guevara is... I don't even like Sammy Guevara like that. He's 90 times better than Karrion Kross as a wrestler. Come on, bro.
Sure, but my point is, like, he's Tony's guy that he's just gonna, like, continue to give opportunities to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the deal with that. Will Chisholm just sent another super chat. Man, you guys are awesome tonight.
Right. Will Chisholm, $5. Edge gave Ricky Starks a view if he goes to WWE because we know WWE will make every Rock joke to him and it will be nasty. Yo, for you niggas out there, all I'm gonna say is Ricky Starks is 5'8", 160 pounds soaking wet. If you niggas think he's going to WWE, he's gonna do something. I'm afraid I got some bad news.
We'll see.
That's all I'm saying.
You guys have been great. Rob, put the results on the screen, man. Who won the first debate between you? It was me, right? It was me, right?
You pull this up right now.
I'm gonna preemptively tell you guys thank you for voting me as the winner of the first debate. I thought I did a great job. I thought I made some amazing points.
No, you didn't though.
And I'm excited to finally get this result and make another comeback here. So throw it up on the screen, Rob. What's going on, man?
Alrighty. Fucking Twitter, bro. Holy shit.
Rob is so bad. I'm gonna check.
Doesn't matter. I'm right.
You were so bad. You're so bad. Yeah. While Rob is loading this up, guys, you guys have been the best. Thank you so much for voting me as the winner of the first debate. I want to thank you guys for just coming through for the best debater on the platform of Face Off.
Oh damn.
Myself. Thank you so much. I won by a lot, right?
Oh. Well, buddy.
It was a big one, right?
Yeah, buddy.
I doubled her up. I doubled her up, right? What's up? What are we looking at?
Honestly, he got way too many votes.
I smoked, right? What's going on?
Is it up on? And Isra.
What?
I wouldn't say smokes Ibu. She didn't smoke Ibu, but Isra wins with a staggering vote of 63.8% to 36.2%.
What? Yo, y'all are like, this is crazy. This is crazy. He didn't make any points.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You were dick riding and you were talking about peeing inside of people's houses. Like,
Yeah,
What,
bro.
the point was
I
you
don't
gotta
know, bro.
pee out the window, not
I
in,
think
not
you.
in the house. And,
I think bro, I don't know. I think you did make good points. I think what
mean,
cooked you is the piss thing. I don't know, bro.
Lena said I voted for Israel twice. By the way, see, this is the problem, man. Like you can't like
Once you made that piss
no,
comment, it was over.
smoke.
I can't.
this
That,
is
bro.
this is rigged. It just.
Yeah, man.
Shaitel said that my argument just wasn't great. I don't know. I felt like I made some good points. Bro said he said peeing out the window ain't good either, man. You know.
Man. Am I taking this down? Are we starting? Or
Someone said we
yeah,
voted
we're
50
gonna get to
times.
this next debate. It's gonna be me. No, it's wait, who's the second one? It's me and Israel. No.
me, you.
No, it's
You want to
sorry,
get you want to get spanked by me again? I mean, we could run it. I don't prepare anything, but I'm
I
sure
don't
like I could.
I don't let women spank me. No, it's gonna be me.
No, that's a lie. That's
Oh
I do
my
not.
god!
I do not let women spank me.
Lock this man up.
I do not. That is not an activity that I partake in. Now let's do me
Lock
and you,
him up
Rob.
between Trump and R. Kelly.
The three worst people in the world. Like, oh my god. Now, Rob, it's me and you. Isra, tell us what we're debating.
So, I didn't prepare anything, so this is just off the dome. So there's been some comparisons between. Shut up! You fucking tell me what to do. This is my shit. You lost to me, so you answer to me.
It's
bullshit.
No. Losers don't get to speak. Right?
This is insane.
Okay, so as we all know, CM Punk and Edge both had historic debuts with with AEW. My bad.
Right.
And tonight we're here to discuss between both of their early runs in AEW, which was better. So between the floor is yours, gentlemen. Yes, I said that.
All
right, Rob, ladies first, man. Go ahead, man.
Oh, no. Ladies, actual ladies are first. I'm gonna let you go first.
Robert, you go first.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I understand. Now I know what everyone's gonna say when I make my points, but trust me, I already have a counter for that. But I believe that even though attendance might not show it, the arenas might not show it, I believe Edge has already had I wouldn't say significantly bigger impact, but it's starting to become a bigger impact and a bigger debut and a better presence already on AEW television than CM Punk had in his first 2 weeks in AEW. Compared, now you might be asking me, why do you say that? People aren't even showing up to the arenas. Well, it goes like this. AEW's presence and a lot of AEW depends on their social media presence, right? Now, listen, CM Punk had a couple records, hitting 1 million views in 24 hours. That's cool. That's straight or whatever. But that's nothing compared to Edge's debut, hitting 2 million views in 20 hours, by the way. 2 million views in 20 hours. Each and every single you're snoring. You're snoring. You know what's crazy? That's what people were doing when all the CM Punk's videos dropped. Anyway,
okay, Eagle, relax. Let him finish.
So, including literally last night's Collision segment, hitting 1 million views in 20 hours in comparison to all of CM Punk's content within the first 2 weeks of AEW. We're not even talking about that. I wouldn't go as far as to blame the lack of attendance on Edge itself. I would go as far as to say that in comparison to the way CM Punk's debut was promoted and put over on Twitter, not even just put over on Twitter, put over in general, was miles ahead of how the promotion of Edge was coming in, or Adam Copeland, was coming in. Now, you might ask me why, but literally, if you go back 2 years ago, there was fucking Tony Khan used to go on every single media platform, every single YouTube platform, every single radio platform, and used to promote, just promote it out the ass every time something was coming up or something was going on. And he promoted the shit out of fucking what was that? AEW Rampage, The First Dance, went out there and just was promoted heavy compared to Edge's promotion. First of all, people didn't even know if he was coming in. It was confusion based on because was still in the SmackDown intro like literally 3-4 weeks ago. So people were like, why is he must be staying? Why is he still in the intro? But nonetheless, right? Let's see. He has already begun getting talent more over, far more than fucking CM Punk was. I would even go as far as to say he has done better at putting talent over in 2 weeks more than CM Punk did in 2 months. Let me ask you a question, Ibu. CM Punk in his first 2 months had matches with Matt Sydal, had matches with QT Marshall, had matches with Lee Moriarty, Daniel Garcia, and no, I didn't add another one. Had all those matches with all these young talents, right? Well, I wouldn't consider QT Marshall young, but had all these matches with all these young talents. Where are all these young talents currently in the scheme of AEW?
They're employed. What do you want from me?
No, the point is that when Edge interacts with Nick Wayne, with Luchasaurus, with Darby Allin, and others, they have already far got more. Look at the presence of Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne is not this master young. He's kind of a young, cocky, shitty heel, but he's already far more of a presence than what any of the young guys tried to do with CM Punk. It's far exceeded the expectations of whatever the fuck CM Punk had going on. And so with that being the case, that is why my thought process of Edge already having the clear better presence on AEW, far better than CM Punk.
Are you done, Rob?
Yes.
Rob, I respect the fact that you clearly have made some notes to formulate an argument. And I respect that you came prepared. I respect that you came with enthusiasm to defend Adam Copeland. And I even respect Adam Copeland himself. I'm somebody who has defended some of his run in WWE when people were kind of shitting on Mr. Copeland. And I'm also happy for him that he's able to kind of end his career on his terms. So it does not, I'm not going to enjoy what I'm about to do to Adam Copeland and to you. Because what's going to happen is nothing short of a slaughter. CM Punk's early run in AEW and return is better, and it's not even close. It is not even close. It is not an argument. The fact that part of your argument was structured around, let me get this correct, let me get my notes together. You structured this around, let me get my papers. Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus. Robert, a dinosaur moves you, Rob, and an 18-year-old TikToker in a hoodie.
So you gonna act like my fault,
Rob? I just let me reread this. Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus.
Yes,
Rob, come on, bro. Like, this is so sad. This isn't
so you wasn't fucking with Jurassic Park?
No, I was not.
That's your fault.
Not even a top 3 kids movie of the 90s. Anyway, look, Rob, it's not even close. CM Punk sold out the United Center on a rumor, and Edge can't get 4,000 people to a building. This is so embarrassing. It's not even funny. Edge literally has to he has to change the way he stances his body live on television so that the camera doesn't catch the empty seats. And I'm not blaming it on him, but clearly he's not industry shifting to where he's going to affect AEW's business. And the thing with Edge and the story of Edge in his recent return is he's over in the buildings. People like to see Edge. He's not making people get out of their couch to go pay to watch him. And CM Punk got 20,000 people to see him. Once again, I repeat, Rob, on a rumor. There was nobody found in that crowd at WrestleDream crying at Edge's presence. There were people crying at the sight of CM Punk returning to professional wrestling. And I want to point this out to you, Rob. Edge is on these shows, Collision specifically, that can't get 400,000 people to watch the shows. CM Punk got over 1 million people to watch AEW Rampage. AEW Rampage at 10 p.m. at night. It's not even close. And I'm just bringing up metrics. I haven't even brought up the content yet, but just metrically, it's not even a comparison. Once again, you're talking about elevating Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus. What are we talking about here, Rob? Like this is like embarrassing. Rob, CM Punk's return to AEW was shifting for the industry because AEW was already on a great run when it came to momentum business-wise. And they just came back from the pandemic and they're doing great, right? They're doing all these special episodes, Fighter Fest, Fight for the Fallen, so on and so forth, right? And they're rolling high. And it was always like, there was always this feeling that, man, they need one last push to get them over the hump to really make them like a legitimate company. And that last push was CM Punk, because when he came, Rob, you know what happened? Their ratings were higher than they've ever been. So much so that by the time we got to September, they were beating Monday Night Raw in the key 18 to 49 demographic. Look this up. And in 18 to 34, they were above Raw for weeks on weeks on weeks. That's a real fact. You can say whether it matters to you or not, but that's a real fact. You know what those metrics do tell you? They tell you that the people cared. AEW was hotter than it's ever been, and that was on the heels of CM Punk coming in right when they needed him. All right? It was industry shifting. Let's go beyond that, Rob. Let's just go beyond that, right? Let's move on from the numbers and the ratings and the attendance, right? Let's just talk about the content, right? Robert, Edge's first match was against the Dinosaur. CM Punk's first match was against Darby Allin, one of the pillars of the company. And you know what? For years from now, Rob, people will remember All Out 2021 because it's one of the greatest wrestling pay-per-views of all time. Straight up, full stop, no argument. It is one of the greatest wrestling pay-per-views of all time, especially in modern history. And one of the reasons why people remember that show is because of a couple things specifically. The Young Bucks faced the Lucha Brothers in a steel cage match. Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson debuted at the end. And CM Punk had his first match in AEW against Darby Allin.
And when the bell rang, what did Punk do? I'm sorry. I'm the moderator. Continue.
You're the moderator. And here's the thing. When the bell rang, Isra, they had a great match. And so that's the thing. He had a match that people are going to continue to remember. I still remember spots from that match. The sit-up when Darby attempted the coffin drop. The tributes to 1-2-3 Kid versus Isra. You are not in this debate. You are not in this debate.
Oh, yeah, no, because I'm asleep.
You are not in this debate. The sit-up spot, the tributes to 1-2-3 Kid versus Brett. Listen, you guys can make the jokes, but it's true. The truth is, these initial opening weeks between both guys don't even compare. They don't even compare. And so, and then the Luchasaurus match with Edge, I'm not going to, just for the sake of debate, I'm not going to be obtuse and say it sucked, because I didn't think it sucked. I thought it was a good match, right? Is it a match we're going to remember months from now, let alone years from now? Absolutely, positively not. And I would hope for Edge's sake that he produces better work afterwards. But in my view, metrically, it goes to CM Punk. Impact, it goes to CM Punk. Memorability, it goes to CM Punk. Quality-wise, in terms of just quality of content on the shows, it is CM Punk, bro. And also, the other thing is, CM Punk is a bigger deal for pro wrestling in 2021 than Edge is in 2023. Because what CM Punk did for AEW was take it to the next level. What Edge does for AEW is, you know what it does? It's a Band-Aid on one of numerous bullet wounds when it comes to some of the issues ailing the promotion. And that's really how I see it. It's like, not that AEW's in bad shape or that it's a bad product, but it feels like it's a nice, cool thing to kind of distract people with while they try to rectify some of their other problems. And when CM Punk came, they were not in that space or that spot. So I'm going with Punk, and I don't think it's particularly close.
Can I respond?
Yeah, y'all gotta.
First of all, you're presupposing that people, just because you remember certain spots from a Darby Allin match at a pay-per-view doesn't mean 90% of the AEW audience remembers said spots from the match. For that's first of all. Second of all, the thought process and the statement that people are not really going to remember the Luchasaurus match is completely subjective. In the fact that some people, it might have been some people's first time seeing Edge in a minute, or it might even have been because people don't. A lot of AEW fans, if you don't remember, they don't watch WWE television, so they probably didn't see 90% of what Edge was doing on WWE television in the first place. Second of all, you're saying this, right? But you got to think about it. People have seen Edge consistently on TV in the last 3 years. People have seen him consistently. And even then, people saw him consistently on WWE television because he made an appearance in 2018. He made an appearance in 2019. He made an appearance in 2017 and so on and so forth. CM Punk hadn't made, he did the WWE backstage thing. I get it. But CM Punk hadn't consistently been on pro wrestling television in 7 years. In 7 years. And if you go back and remember, you're saying Edge doesn't have this kind of movement. Nobody cares about Edge. People were crying when he returned to WWE in 2020 at the Royal Rumble. So to say Edge doesn't have this sort of impact is completely egregious and completely just nonsensical.
Rob, the thing is,
it's nonsensical.
Okay, Rob, those are the circumstances.
You're comparing,
right?
I'm not. Wait, hold on. You're comparing somebody's first appearance in 7 years to a guy that was literally on TV 3 weeks ago. You have to understand this. He was literally on TV a month before he appeared on AEW television. Rob, of course, more people are going to be like, "Oh, I'm so excited to see this guy I haven't seen in 7 years than a guy they just seen a month ago."
Rob, okay, that you make a point as to why the reactions are slightly different, but at the end of the day, that's not my problem in this conversation. The conversation is who had like a more impactful, a better, opening run in AEW, in AEW, right? In AEW. And the bottom line is, yes, it's because we didn't see Punk in wrestling for so long that made it a bigger deal, that made it a better deal, that made it, more iconic. Edge was somebody that we saw a month ago wrestle Sheamus on SmackDown. So that's just the bottom line there. That's literally just the bottom line there. And this is a debate between me and Rob. This is the bottom line.
But this is the thing. But the thing is, you're making this point that people weren't. How do you know that people weren't emotional in the audience? Just because they didn't show it doesn't mean it didn't happen. If the tree falls in the forest, if the tree falls in the forest and nobody saw it, that doesn't mean the tree didn't fall. That doesn't mean the tree didn't fall. Just because they don't show on camera a tree falling doesn't mean it didn't fall. There were people literally on social media crying that Edge was appearing in AEW. There were people all over social media. Just because people weren't in the arena crying over Edge being in the promotion, that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Just because they didn't show it on camera. So they have to show. They have to show. They have to. No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. So they have to show people being emotional for that to be a fact?
All I know is I've seen it with one case and I didn't see it with the other one.
Yeah, because they showed it. They showed it on camera. But just because they didn't show it at the arena doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I just want to say something real quick. Because Rob actually made me think of something. So between Punk debuting after nearly a decade of being out, and then Edge debuting at the Rumble after nearly a decade of being out, of the returns, I would say Edge's was much more powerful than
that's
showing up at AEW. If we're pivoting, shut up. If we're pivoting to who had the more grand return in general after the elongated period of time being away, Edge clears.
Okay, that's fine, and that you can have that subjective opinion, but that's unrelated to this debate.
Cry. I'm not a part of the debate. I'm just talking.
Okay, and you're allowed to express that, but that's not what we were talking about. We're talking
You're
about
crying.
I'm not crying. I'm just saying people are trying to make this about other things. We're talking about the initial run in AEW between Edge and CM Punk. And the point is, you can talk about the Rumble and this and that. I'm not taking away any of that from any of you guys, right? I don't even totally disagree. But if we're trying to stay on topic here, guys, and talk about CM Punk's initial weeks in AEW versus Edge's initial weeks, you can talk about the variables that lead to some of the things that I've explained. But the point is, that's what they were. We can't control that. The point is just what's been better. What's been a better initial intro. And for the reasons that I've outlined, it is Punk. Like that's just what it is.
Right.
But the
You
thing
know,
is,
so
and that's what the point that you're missing is that it's one guy who hasn't been on TV in 7 years. 7 years, nobody saw him. I'm not saying he hasn't been on TV, period, but nobody's seen him on wrestling TV, period, in 7 years, versus a guy that's consistently been on TV for the last 3. Not consistent. He's been a part timer for the last 2, but he's consistently. You've seen him on television for the last 2 years.
Rob,
So
you
of course,
yourself pointed out that Punk was on WWE backstage for 2 years.
no, I'm saying no. When I say WWE television, I'm not talking about backstage. Motherfuckers wasn't watching backstage. It was on FS1. I'm talking about WWE
Fun
regular.
fact, Rob. WWE backstage did ratings comparable to AEW Dynamite when CM Punk made his return to the show.
I'm talking
So
about
people did
Ibu.
see him on the show.
Ibu, I'm talking.
You're making excuses, bro. This
God.
is
I'm
this
not
is a
making
subtle-
excuses.
This
I'm
is
not.
a
How
subtle
can I make
admission.
an excuse?
You know
How
what
can
you're
I make
doing,
an
Rob?
excuse if
Rob,
you're not
why
letting
don't
me
you
finish?
why don't you convince the public as to why Edge's return is better rather than just making excuses for
I
why
didn't
the
make. I
reactions
didn't make.
were
I didn't
different?
make an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's a fact. It's a fact. CM Punk wasn't on TV in 7 years. People were excited to see it. Edge has consistently been on TV. I'm not making an excuse for why Punk had the bigger numbers. It's just a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact that more people are going to want to see a person because and you have to understand this too, Ibu. Okay, yeah, okay. It was comparison. It was compared to the fucking numbers that they were doing when Punk showed up. But you also have to realize people don't also watch WWE television. They don't watch WWE television. So these
What is
people that you
What is your
so the,
point?
the point is, Ibu, is that when you look at it, right, it's a person that hasn't appeared for 7 years versus a person who you just saw literally a month ago. It's a person you just saw a month ago.
Rob, why is Edge's return run better than CM Punk's? Just answer this question
Look at
because
the numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers.
Oh,
Check the
also
numbers.
now
Check
so
the
now
numbers,
it's about
Playboy.
the metrics, Rob.
Check the
Now
number.
it's
Check the
about
numbers.
metrics.
Check the CM Punk did what 1,024 hours Edge's segments weekly, and we're not even talking. And you keep saying, oh well, you keep bringing up social media. So yes, because a lot of you, as you just had in the debate at the beginning of the show, AEW's social media presence contributes to what they do weekly on television. Tony Khan has admitted that he checks Tony, and they have people that work for Tony Khan now that check the YouTube numbers, check the Twitter numbers, check everything. They are
All right, Rob, listen. To make this focused, so you're saying that Edge's return has been superior because of YouTube. That's what you're saying.
No, no, I didn't say it's superior because of YouTube. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the YouTube is the point. I'm saying I literally made several points.
I'm trying to focus your messaging so that this is on topic and so that the audience can understand what your actual argument is. And as you're doing this, Isra, can you please prepare the poll that we can then throw in the chat?
I am.
Just say
okay.
literally just write who won the debate.
You're saying like you're saying okay. You're saying with my argument. You're saying number. Okay, you want to say my numbers is my argument's an invalid argument. You literally use the argument that people were shown on screen crying.
Rob, I'm not saying
argument.
I didn't say your argument's bad. I'm just trying to figure out what your argument even is. That's the difference. I didn't say. I'm just trying to understand what you're even saying. I didn't say what you're saying is bad. It's just because we started getting off topic about like, oh, but that's because Edge didn't come back and he was already back since the Rumble. Who cares, bro? Like, what do you actually like?
I use numbers versus you using subjective emotions in an arena. What are you talking about?
Sure, and that's fine, but I'm allowed to do that in a debate where I can try to.
No, you can't use a subjective emotion. You can't say just because people were crying. No, you can't. You can't say that just because somebody was crying in an arena and they showed somebody crying.
Rob, in a debate over who's had a better return, it can't be purely based on metrics.
That's literally an appeal to emotion.
Well, yeah, and I'm allowed to do that in the debate over.
No, you can't. You can't.
Rob, can I finish the sentence? Yes, you can in a debate over which fake wrestler has had a better fake run of fake things that they're doing in a fake show over the first 3 weeks of their fake return run. Okay, if it was just metric, if it was metric based, then there's nothing to debate. You can just throw the numbers up on the screen and say, "Hey guys, here's these stats. Here's these stats." That's called using facts.
That's you called using facts versus you using emotion.
But here's the thing: wrestling is a subjective
Wait.
entertainment medium, Rob.
No, hold
It's a
on.
subjective.
Wait.
What are we
If you don't,
talking about?
I'm about to hold on. I'm about to use Ibu's own logic against him. Ibu, you said you made the point that just because you remember spots from Darby Allin's match, that the Darby Allin match meant more than the Luchasaurus match. That's what you said.
Okay, but guess what, Rob? If people disagree with me, if people don't feel that way, they cannot vote for me. Rob, wrestling is a subjective entertainment medium. It's subjective.
Your entire listen. The bottom line is I use statistics and facts versus Ibu using emotion and subjectivity, and therefore I won.
Okay, so as moderator, I would just like to say both of their debuts were impactful in their own way. And at the end of the day, on Wrestle Purists Face Off, we're not having, fandom wars necessarily. They're both pleading their case. So when you vote, try to vote based on whose argument you think you feel like was better, and not necessarily maybe what your opinion is between Punk and Edge. So try to keep that in mind. Keep it respectful, keep it classy, even though these motherfuckers didn't, but the poll is up, so vote.
Oh, Israel, they said you made the poll for too long.
It's fine. It's fine.
I forgot to time it.
It's fine.
We can just time it. 3 minutes. We'll look at it in 2 minutes.
I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
It's fine, guys. Let's just be honest about this. Let's really just be honest about this. Okay. Let's just keep it. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest about this. Also, Edge lost to Danny Palmer versus Lola Vice. I just want to throw that out. But anyway.
Okay, and what check the numbers of CM Punk versus Daniel Garcia on Rampage. Let's see how
everyone's losing to Lola Vice.
No, CM Punk versus Daniel Garcia did a superior rating than Edge versus Luchasaurus.
I promise you. If you throw CM Punk versus Daniel Garcia, if you throw CM Punk versus Daniel Garcia on versus Lola Vice, I promise you more niggas are tapping into Lola Vice.
We'll never know. Let's throw some super chats up while we let the votes trickle in.
We got 1 more minute. We're gonna do 1 more minute left on this poll.
Yeah, and while they're doing that, let's throw the super chats up.
Okay. Hold on. What was the last super chat that we did? There's like a million since.
You're supposed to keep track of this, Rob.
Hold on. Okay, it was this one. It was this one.
Okay.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's read this one.
Chi-Town is $10. Thank you. From a pure programming on television, I'd say Copeland does win. He'd been entered into one of the top stories immediately. Punk's return is far bigger, but he was happy to be there. Wait, what the fuck? But was the happy to be there tour importance? No. Punk wasn't putting nobody over. He was only ever impacting him. I mean, the debate is over, so I'm gonna talk my shit. He only ever did shit that would make himself look good. He didn't put anyone else over. The young guys that he was with all job to him.
Okay. Thank you so much.
He doesn't go to the gym. He don't work out.
Thank you for the super chat. Rob, what's the next one?
He don't train.
Rob, what's the next super chat?
Oh, I got this one. So MavsFan84-199 said, Seth is jobbing to Punk when he goes to WWE. I'm so fucking screenshotting this because I cannot fucking wait for that match.
Thank you for the super chat, MavsFan84. What's the next super chat? Will Chisholm 10. Not saying AEW is cold, but how did it get this way with the numbers and ticket sales? I get WWE's white hot, but how did AEW dip with its fan is weird to me. It's a lot of factors. I'm not totally sure, to be completely honest with you. I'm not totally sure. Yeah. Hopefully the trend reverses, to be honest with you. Hopefully the trend reverses.
That Pitbull, $2. I vote for Isra. You're both trash. Bark. Thank you, Pitbull.
This is why I'm not going to feed you.
I would so feed you.
I would.
It's okay. I'll feed you.
I absolutely would not feed you.
Bob we don't condone animal abuse.
I mean, it's not my pet, so I don't gotta feel bad.
It's my dog. It's not my dog, so I can kick it. That's crazy.
I will kick the dog. Punk not getting clapped by Danny Palmer in the demo. That's my point. That's my point, Bob. You know what I mean? But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Rob? Bob. Thank you for the super chat.
Bob the Builder, $5 Canadian. I can guarantee you, in the back of Rollins' mind, he would rather face Punk at Mania than anyone on the roster right now. He knows where the money is.
Facts. Honestly, I'm like one of the biggest Punk haters ever, and the people that they're giving to Seth are just wrap that shit up and like get a real star. I don't even like Punk, and that's how fucking depraved I am. To where I would be looking forward to a feud like that, because at least like give Seth something.
Yeah, CM Punk would make him cry on television, and I'm looking forward to watching that.
No, he wouldn't. No. See, I know the truth. I know what really happens behind closed doors.
She said she'd be around.
I'm not
she see what's going on. She see how people move.
You see me being moved? Not moved.
If you say so. What's the next super chat?
Oh, there's no more.
Guys, thank you so much for your support with the super chats. Really, really appreciate it. You guys are great.
This is
Rob, throw the results on the screen, please.
Stop the steal. Stop
the
steal.
Oh, so I won.
I'm putting it up.
Stop the count.
Stop the steal.
What are we looking at?
Hold on. Fucking Christ. All right, hold on. I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
Taking kind of long. What's going on? Are you delaying this? What's going on?
Screen sharing thing, buddy.
All right, bro. Taking a little bit of a while here.
No, I'm not. I'm like some people. I'm not afraid to take an L or two every now and then. So
So you're telling me that I won? Oh, I did. It should have even been this close.
I did. I know I did. I only hit the vote thing so I could see what the numbers was, so I could see what it was looking like.
Yeah. So hang on, I'll screenshot it right now. So this is the final vote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guys, thank you for voting for me. Look, at the end of the day, his argument was centered around YouTube and Nick Wayne. You know what I mean? Like
the election was stolen. Actually, stop the steal. His arguments was based off of appeals to emotion, but I get it. A lot of Punk fans are emotional, seeing as how he likes to beat up on Ryan Nemeth sometimes. But
at the end of the day, I'm the heart and soul of Wrestle Purist, and all I can do with my people is speak from the heart and connect.
Fake
with
news.
See, the thing is.
What's up?
No.
Listen, all I can do is speak from the heart and connect with other people's heart and souls. You guys can do the numbers and you can do the YouTube and that stuff. I'm not about YouTube, man. I'm not about YouTube.
This is facts. Hey, all I'm gonna say is Hillary Clinton had an insane lead in 2016, and all of a sudden Trump won. Y'all take from that which y'all will.
Listen, I won that debate, and I was going.
But I will be a good sport about it. And Ibu, congratulations on your victory, man.
Pete said, "Thank you, Robert. Thank you for being a good sport, or at least attempting to be a good sport. You did a good job, and
stop the steal.
You did what you had to do, and you did your homework, and I respect that. And I did what I had to do, even though I was going 1-on-2. But that notwithstanding."
But
folks,
it wasn't 1-on-2. I was quiet the whole time. Yo, at one point, I picked up my mic, didn't say anything, and Ibu was like, "This is a debate between me and Rob." I didn't say anything. He tried to smack me in my fucking mouth. I literally just breathed.
I did not smack.
And no. We need to start addressing the misogyny on this podcast sooner or later, because I didn't say a word.
Yo, seven. Who got more money? Edge or CM Punk? Quickly. Who got more money?
We don't know.
More money?
We don't know. We don't know what's in there.
No.
Nevertheless, everybody, it's time for the last debate. And I will be able to sit back and watch these two fight it out finally. Isha won the first one, I won the second one. Probably. We'll see. I have nothing written down. I'm just gonna go off the cuff and ask this question, guys. Look, man, in AEW, the creative structure is one where if you have influence in the company, if you're higher up on the card, you have extreme say-so in what you do creatively. If you're like a main event guy, you're essentially booking yourself. And Tony just kind of has faith in you to do what's right, and then he will just approve what you want to do on a week-to-week basis. And, he'll get like the producers to kind of lay it out with you. But the bottom line is, in AEW, wrestlers have creative freedom, and it's seen as one of the appeals of coming there. And we've seen tons of things come out of the creative freedom that the wrestlers are afforded. We've seen the good and the bad. We've seen it. Um, we've seen it take Christian to new levels he's never reached. We've seen it garner the company controversy for an idea that Max tried this week with AEW, where he tried to do an anti-Semitism angle, and it didn't go over well in some circles. But the bottom line is AEW is a company in an environment where this can happen. You know, you can do your stuff. You can use your ideas. They can make it to television. If you're a main eventer, you can do it. My question for you guys is overall, assessing just the company, the history, and where things are going right now, is the creative freedom that's afforded to the notable wrestlers in the company a net positive to AEW or a net negative?
I'll let Israel go first.
All right. So I'm going 100% net negative. I have a few different points. So the first point is that wrestlers don't usually see the bigger picture. Because like when you're writing your own stuff, you're shooting your own angles, writing out your own promos, whatever the case may be, you're only really doing what's going to benefit yourself and not necessarily think too much about like the storyline as a whole or like where the angle might turn out or what the company's trying to accomplish as a whole. And while wrestlers may pitch something good every so often, which is, cute, they usually just look for their own interest. They don't think like 3, 4, 5 months ahead of time, like where does that leave them? How does that affect the company's direction? It's more so like the here and now. My second point is that they're usually very cringe. I just there's levels to this. Like there's this at the end of the day, like there's going to be people that should be writing out the stories and then the people that know how to translate that for television. When you're the one that's doing both of these things, while you might have a good idea, it might not translate well on TV. And we've seen that a lot with the MJF. We've seen that a lot with a lot of these guys that kind of like go off the rail. And then that's how we also end up having the consequence of a lot of work shoots, a lot of these shoot promos that, every so often, they might hit, but for the most part, especially in AEW, it's just. Are we good?
Hello,
We
hello.
good?
Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
I
Yeah,
didn't
we
hear
can
Okay.
hear you. You're
you said
good.
work suits. You said that
Okay.
most of the time in AEW. Finish your
Yeah,
point there.
it's just that this has become an oversaturated thing.
Mhm.
It got to the point where it's like that. It kind of seems like that's the main thing that they tend to go for. And simply put, it's not your job to have to write out like storylines or angles or whatever. You should be the one that's performing it, because I think people also forget that while wrestlers can be creative, at the end of the day, they're a performance artist rather than like a mastermind behind the pen. Like we've seen that with a few wrestlers that are capable of being great on both ends, but even then they can't fully do it on their own. So I think wrestlers having too much creative freedom is a net negative for those reasons. So
Rob?
Well, while I agree with some of the things that you said, I will say, and this is why I believe AEW and their creative freedom, while it can be tricky and it could lead to some bad things that we've seen, like such as House of Black, the stuff that was leading into Double or Nothing of this year, that awful ass fucking world title program that was done. A lot of creative freedom that has been expressed in AEW has led to the success of AEW. Keep in mind, AEW's whole presence is based off of creative freedom. Now, not creative freedom in the sense of it's the backstage of a wrestling promotion. The entire concept of AEW was created off of the creative freedom that they had on being the elite. And when you go into the promotion and you look at the storylines that they've run with creative freedom, yeah, they have some shitters. Yeah, they have some shitty storylines, but you also have storylines like, I'll give him his credit, even though I just argued against him. I'll give him his credit. CM Punk versus MJF is one of their highest selling, highest grossing storylines that they've ever done. And the whole storyline was completely written, completely done, creatively free by CM Punk and MJF from after Full Gear until Revolution. Why do I say this? CM Punk and MJF created their little story in November of 2021. They had their first match on February 2nd of 2022. After the February 2nd, 2022 match and the following Dynamite, when they had the matches with MJF, it was CM Punk and Moxley against FTR, which was the build to MJF. They started off they ended up almost selling out the arena with only 57 tickets left at the available capacity, literally at the setup and capacity literally of 8,000 people. They literally only have 57 seats left. In other cases, look at the Hangman's Tale that they did with fucking Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Led to them selling out, almost selling out Full Gear. The early Elite stuff with it was Hangman and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks, one of the best matches AEW by far has ever done. The whole creative freedom process can be useful, and in other cases it can be bad, like fucking Cody Rhodes, for example, and the stuff that he was doing creatively at the beginning of 2021. Needless to say, don't let
Facts.
Cody Rhodes the stuff Cody Rhodes was doing at the beginning of 2021 and the stuff like the Double or Nothing feud just let you say completely, oh, well, wrestlers shouldn't have creative freedom. How are you going to learn how to be on your own if you, like, let's say somebody from AEW gets fired? Okay, what are they going to do? What are they going to do by themselves if they don't have creative freedom? You work for years with somebody giving you a script, with somebody telling you what to say, with somebody telling you what to do, and then all of a sudden you're on your own and you're like, well, shit, I'm used to somebody giving me things and telling me what to say and giving me my own power. And you know, it's like like with fucking Cody Rhodes, the stuff that he was doing in AEW with his creative freedom was pretty bad. Like they had fucking Nick Comoroto main eventing Dynamites with Dustin Rhodes. But now in WWE, with some of the stuff that he's been able to do, it's like, okay, he's created this whole storyline with Roman Reigns where it's just like they have twists and turns. And while I don't really agree or disagree with whether Roman Reigns should have won at WrestleMania, him winning at WrestleMania has created a bigger storyline and, in my opinion, has made Cody Rhodes a bigger star. And so with AEW, you have, like, for a perfect example, they nearly sold out Wembley Stadium, all off of the back of the fucking storyline between Adam Cole and MJF, which was not done by Tony Khan. It was not done by Tony Khan. So it's literally just like it's literally their ideas and you could tell it's their ideas and their stuff that they're coming up with by themselves and on their own. And so with that literally alone, that's why my opinion of creative freedom in AEW is better, because it allows people to see what they can do, see what they can't do, and based off of the success, it can inspire other people to want to do their own stuff creatively rather than having somebody give them a script and telling them what to do. So
Okay.
Is Rob made a lot of good points there about
Yes.
the culture of what was kind of constructed through the freedom that the wrestlers was afforded. Do you have any
Mhm.
responses to that, or if you can maybe build on why you feel so strongly that even with everything Rob said, it's generally not great for the company at this current state?
Bro, most can cut a damn promo like on their own. It's the problem with that is if you have good ideas, you pitch that to writers and they make that make sense.
yeah,
They help you to like structure it. They help you to make it flow better. They help you to, if you're saying something that's not tasteful, to, tone that shit down. Because I mean, we've had issues with these work shoots where it's caused real life issues. I mean, we might have fucked around and seen it recently with Ricky and Edge. And it's like these things, like while they are spicy and while they do kind of like, feed into like the drama of like what fans are seeing online, what does that do for the show? And to that, I want to add that wrestlers, I think, should have more flexibility when it comes to like, not being fully confined and being able to pitch ideas and have these things go through and like have the booker taking a chance in them. That's healthy. That's helpful. But there still needs to be someone that oversees these things. And like I said, makes it make sense. And also, WWE doesn't own storylines. They don't own a
Yes.
writing team, okay?
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
the backbone of wrestling programming that appointing writers meant to make the matches and the feuds make sense. And while some wrestlers are, gifted at talking, it's important to be able to say, hey, like, yes, you may be able to do it on the fly, but should you? And
Mhm.
and that's what I think things get kind of lost in translation. That's when we get cringe segments that even MJF has, stated on Twitter that he thought he could have did better. And that all that could have just been avoided. And I think, yeah, that it's just like, what points did Rob make that I might have missed?
Well, he was pointing out some of the great successes of AEW narratively, like CM Punk versus MJF and the Elite Saga with Hangman Page and Kane,
Well,
and how these were stories that were constructed by the performers.
but CM Punk and MJF, it's right. But CM Punk and MJF are both very gifted, really, with talking. So like that's a case of getting something like that and have it be magic, because you have two people who with great chemistry, who are able to work a good story. But you're not always going to get that with everybody. You have to consider not everybody has that kind of
Right.
chemistry. And also, like, when you allow like some of these wrestlers to have too much creative freedom, like say Chris Jericho, who we love and respect. There have been times when like him inserting himself into certain storylines has kind of like derailed it,
Do you have
and
an
he's
example?
seen as right. So I'll get to that in a second. Like Jericho is seen as someone with an amazing wrestling mind throughout his whole career. But then lately we've seen what happened with Kenny Omega and Don Callis, how, Don Callis turned on Kenny, linked up with Takeshita. And it seems like it was going to be a smash feud that was going to elevate Takeshita, who, one of my favorite wrestlers in AEW. Months later, now we've fallen off track. Chris Jericho has inserted himself in the story. And it's kind of derailed everything that would have otherwise benefited Takeshita. And I think that also kind of like, circles back to my point that I made earlier about wrestlers. They look out for their self-interest. They don't really consider like, how is this going to affect even my opponent? Even though I understand, why they might be selfish. Wrestling is to a degree meant to be an unselfish sport. So it kind of led Takeshita into being an afterthought when the goal initially was to elevate him. And if there was like more creative vision from the top, this wouldn't have happened, because they would have simply had to follow the direction of the long term instead of it being completely derailed. So,
Well, I would say to counter the Jericho thing, yes. Are there certain storylines where Jericho has creatively inserted himself and made them worse, or they were just bad? Yes. But one of the biggest examples is, despite the ending, I would argue that because Eddie Kingston was doing nothing post CM Punk, absolutely nothing. I don't remember, at least from my memory, I don't remember anything he did post CM Punk. And I would argue that the feud that he had with Chris Jericho made him a bigger star. Because if you look at what he did with Chris Jericho, the match that they had at Revolution, which was a great match, 13-minute match, great match. Then after, when Jericho turned on him, made the Jericho Appreciation Society. Look at what they were doing. And in fact, they almost made Daniel Garcia a bigger star in the feud between JAS and Eddie Kingston. Because if you remember, during last summer, Daniel Garcia was they were doing the stuff with the BCC, and Daniel Garcia was arguing with Brian and leaning towards joining the BCC. And remember when Wheeler Yuta lost the Pure Championship to to Daniel Garcia, the first person that came out was Brian Danielson. He put the belt around him, and then week by week by week, Garcia started to get more over. And who was in the middle of that storyline? Chris Jericho leaning to him and being like, "Yo, you don't really want to be a professional wrestler, right?" And I would argue that if Jericho it didn't create the Jericho Appreciation Society and put so much emphasis on being a sports entertainer, right, which is the antithesis of what AEW is supposed to be, I would argue that if it was done correctly and they didn't do what they did with Daniel Garcia, I would argue that literally if Daniel Garcia would probably be a bigger star right now. Probably as big as Eddie Kingston is, because Eddie Kingston is over here. He's popular. He's really over in Japan. He was over in the UK yesterday when he showed up in the UK. I don't think any of this would have taken place without the Jericho feud. Because what was he? He wasn't doing anything before the Jericho feud. So there are feuds in AEW with certain people that have creative freedom versus others that one side of the creative freedom aspect, it could drag them down. The others, it could bring them up.
So
Yes.
just to
And I
clarify.
love I
Go ahead, Izzy.
hold on. Hold on. I love that you mentioned how, Daniel wasn't doing anything before the fact, and Jericho was able to lift him from obscurity or whatever. He's kind of irrelevant right now because of lack of creative direction from the company, and fans have been very vocal on Twitter about, wanting him to be in a better position, but because of the lack of creative direction and the lack of whatever, like he's kind of like been put in an awkward position. Had they like stated some type of like long-term goals from him that he would like benefit from being involved with Jericho, then yeah, this would be a good point. But it's like it was kind of like, egg on his face.
Also, I'm not saying that Eddie Kingston is a bigger star because of Chris Jericho. But I'm saying that if Chris Jericho didn't have the creative freedom that he did and didn't take the chance of saying, maybe I could have a great feud or maybe I could have a good feud with Eddie Kingston, I don't because he wasn't, like I said, he wasn't doing anything before the Chris Jericho stuff. He was just floating around having random matches on Rampage and Dynamite. I would argue that he really wouldn't be as big as he is right now if that feud was never started because he was just floating around. And yeah, was the payoff to it bad? Sure, the payoff might be bad, but realistically,
I think
what did
that's
they do for Eddie Kingston?
I think that's. I mean, not that I have like I'm not gonna rule anything, but I think that's kind of the point she was making, which was that these payoffs wouldn't be poor had there been an outline internally from the company as to where this is going, rather than the wrestlers kind of just doing their ideas. Isra, just to clarify some of the things that you said, right? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong at any point. You are not anti-talents pitching things to the company, correct?
No, but I mean, pitches are great. People pitch things in both companies that we
Okay.
know of, right? Like that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with like wanting to have, good ideas and getting it out there. If anything, that's like, that's healthy. That's like part of like the fucking ecosystem of wrestling. Like sometimes wrestlers come up with great ideas. And like I said, they a lot of times know what's best for themselves.
Okay.
But that's kind of where it cuts off. Like you may know what's good for yourself right now, and it may go over, it may not go over. But in terms of like structure and organizing things and putting together, like it's important to give them the opportunity to pitch, but not just let them do whatever they want.
So you're saying essentially talent can pitch, but the company should first and foremost take charge over where all this is going, because they have the company's interest involved rather than the specific interests of individual wrestlers who are pitching their stuff.
Correct.
And also, Rob, you were saying, hold on, Rob, and you are, because I'm just trying to make the message clear. And you are basically saying that even with some of the pitfalls that this process has, the best stuff from AEW came from this system.
Yes, and also it's like, yeah, people might fall off or not do anything after these said creative freedom led feuds, but that people have to understand, it's not up to the talent what they do before, what these people do before or after these creative freedom storylines. Like bro, they could have taken CM Punk and MJF, did the feud, had CM Punk lose, and then just thrown MJF on Rampage every week. It's not up to Jericho what happens to these people after these storylines. It's not up to Jericho who wins or loses these storylines. He just pitches, he throws out a pitch, he says, let's do the storyline. They go through the story, and he doesn't have a choice of who wins or loses. Just like people are saying, oh, where Eddie Kingston fell off after the Jericho feud. That's not Jericho's fault. It's up to the booker on what to do with Eddie Kingston after the fact. And they didn't do anything with him. They didn't do it. Just like with Garcia. It was up to them what they did with Garcia, and then they just had Wheeler Yuta take the belt off of him again, and they just threw him to the wayside and made him a fodder.
I think you guys both make really good points. I think this has been the best discussion of this podcast because I don't disagree with anything any of you guys have said on this topic. The thing is, though, I feel that some of what you're saying is playing to Israel's point, though, Rob. Like, because it's not Jericho's concern or fault if somebody doesn't, go in a certain direction after their story. But that's kind of the thing. It's like when you have a system where the top guys just kind of book their stuff, it's hard for other people to be elevated long term because they're going to be victims of falling out of the orbit of important wrestlers when they're out of it.
Yeah, and I would understand, but my point, but like, yeah, I understand that, but like, my point is like, creative freedom can work, but it's up to the booker on what to do before and after. And like I said, some of these people, like you have these people that are floating around in Impact now because why? They went to WWE and they had everything filtered and they didn't know. Some of these people were literally taught how to cut a promo because they had scripts written for them. And some of these people have faded off into his obscurity because they didn't like. When was the last time you heard of Fandango? Fandango is sitting there doing these fucking fashion file skits in Impact that are still not getting over. You got Heath Slater couldn't that if he would have had a creative filter of his own, probably. And I'm not saying he would have, but if he probably would have had his own creative filter in WWE, where would he be right now? But so many of these people are just faded off into obscurity because they didn't know what to do because for so long they were taught how to do these things instead of being like CM Punk said when he was in WWE, they kept trying to feed him scripts and he would just tear them up in front of their face and say, "No, I'm doing my own thing."
Mm-hmm.
And it led to him doing his own thing led to him getting more over than when he was given scripts.
Right. All right. I'm throwing the poll up. Who won the Isra Rob debate? Throwing this up right now. Gonna send it out. So just go to Backup Hangman and you'll be able to find the poll. And
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, someone throw it up in the chat.
Yeah, like what Mike D said. Like I to Israel's point, like Brian Pillman Jr. on his own, doing his own creative freedom thing. He was trying to be Kenny Omega light. And when he went, and now that he's gone to WWE, I wouldn't say he's become a star or anything, but WWE in that system, in that filtering system, could help him may either not become a star or become a star. It's all up to him to do it. It's all up to him to get it off. But yeah.
Yeah, both me and Isra posted the link, so just vote on that. Do we have any super chats to give Rob to read through, or no?
There's been one more since the last super chat. No, there isn't actually.
Oh, we don't have any super chats.
No.
Well, this is the open forum, guys, to send your last super chats to the show. So if you have anything you'd like to trickle in, this is your opportunity to do so. And I would also ask you guys to please like the video if you have not liked the video, because that's what pays the bills. So please like the video if you have not liked the video. And if you have anything you'd like to say that you'd like us to read, this is the opportunity to send those in. Again, I thought you guys had a great debate here about just I think what it illustrates and illuminates is that the real truth is that there's positives and negatives to AEW system of how they put together the storylines. And to just now weigh in with my own subjective take, I think it's cool sometimes when an artist has the freedom to be an artist, so to speak. But like Isra said, like their interests aren't the company's interests. And I think the company should have a system in place where they keep it in mind that like always consider the long-term benefit of what they're doing overall before they just let a Jericho or an MJF just do what they want to do on TV. And I think that there are times where they're not thinking about this when they just let them do what they want to do on TV. But at the same time, AEW is an environment where if you're great, you have the platform to be great because of this. But some people do need help. And so we will see how this evolves over time and how it changes and how it affects people on the card and that kind of thing. But I thank both of you guys because I thought this was a great discussion. Yeah. Rob, we have a super chat from Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder, $2 Canadian. Next space is Evu. It's supposed to be a question mark.
Probably on Thursday, something like that. Thursday. Remember to vote at Backup Hangman for the debate here. I posted it in the chat, but if you want to just look it up yourself, it's at Backup Hangman. You'll see the result right there. We have 2 minutes left on the poll, so get your votes in. And then we have one more super chat, Rod.
I don't know why she keeps doing this. Was Mavs fan 199 was Jada involved in Tupac's death, Evo?
Listen, any day now, I'm gonna wake up to a pop culture Twitter page with another Jada quote about Tupac's death.
I'm so tired of that shit, bro.
I've had enough. I'm tired of seeing this woman.
Like, get off this woman. Get off this woman. She'll do like 1 or 2 interviews, and then these accounts will post all of her quotes like one by one every single day to make it seem like she's doing this excessively. But it's like, relax.
She does love doing damn interviews.
Or
she just doesn't have to say these things.
Like it's just enough.
I'm sorry. If I was fucking with Tupac, I would let you know until the day that I die. Like,
that's crazy. It's been 27 years.
27 years, bro. Half the shit is not even about Tupac. Now she's saying she's like, yeah, nigga, I used to sell crack.
That was hilarious.
Like, why do we need to know this?
She said back in the day, I was rolling with some real high rollers, man. You know, I used to.
And plus, she lied. They exposed that she lied about Tupac proposing to her. By the way, because Tupac was already engaged.
Bro, she is fighting ghosts, bro. She just
niggas tweaking, bro.
Jada Pinkett Smith, just say
no,
I hate.
No, shut up. Don't no.
Bro, sell your book, bro. Sell your books, not your life, my brother, my sister.
I was gonna say, just say you hate Will and move on. Like, just say you hate Will and move on.
I'm Team Jada. Will must have did something. If I go on a smear campaign for my husband, then like he must have did something to deserve it. I'm sorry. It's so easy to point fingers.
You gonna go on a smear campaign after the nigga just smacked somebody for you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
But why did he feel like he needed to get up and smack somebody?
You know what's crazy? It's nasty because he's like, yeah, I just everybody's
but
like,
what is
he thought that she might have been upset. He looked at her and she was upset, so he got up and smacked her. And then literally she was like, "No, I wasn't upset."
Yo, Twan Mack said, "Bro, been dead longer than he's been alive." My thing is like, I didn't even feel strongly either way about like just all this Jada Will nonsense. But I'm just tired of seeing these.
But we just don't care. We don't care.
What's the next super chat, Rob? What's the next super chat?
Please.
Does TK hate Andrade? I hope not. I know that Punk and Andrade had a strong relationship, and he was a big proponent for bringing Andrade back to TV for Collision. And hopefully he can remain on the show and do his thing. And who knows, man? Who knows? I can't say for sure, and I don't want to bring in rumor and innuendo. Go ahead, Isra, take this one.
So Will Chisholm sent $5. Thank you. I gotta ask, did Tony listen to any pitches from the women make? Because it feels like they start something and then drop it. I think the women's division in AEW is literally the wild, wild west. Like, I don't know what the hell's ever going on. It's like, no, I really don't know what the hell they ever got going on. It's always like chaos. Like, it's the women's division has just never made sense. And I'm not even necessarily like blaming the girls, but like
we'll see, man. Chris Statlander's doing a good job with the TBS title right now. Sheeta just beat Saraya for the women's championship. So we'll see where all this goes. We'll see. We will see where all this goes. Will, thank you for the super chat. What's the next one?
Mike D, do you think $5? Do you think the back and forth mic shots between Edge and Starks was unscripted, felt awkward, and looked like Starks was caught off guard? Bro, we said at the beginning of the show, bro. He said that bug eyes thing, and you saw Edge was like, yo.
No, those were not point. That was just an off the cuff interaction.
Bro, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't let Edge call a talent that they're trying to push a vanilla midget. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Bob the Builder, $2 Canadian. Did Farouk really hate Ahmed Johnson? I don't know.
Yes, bro.
I know that they're that one thing they did where they did the phone call. It was like two uncles at a barbecue, just getting right with each other. So that ruled. Thanks for the super chat.
Bro. What happened to pick that knee up, little bro?
I'm crying.
Mass fan 199. Unprofessionalism is good. See the Nia and Charlotte shoot.
That was funny. That was very funny when they just started hitting each other for real. Will Chisholm $5. TK told the House of Black. I know two of y'all want to leave, so I'm putting y'all on ice. Here's my thing: if that really is the case, right? Just let him leave. You know, it's like just let him leave, bro. But that's just how I see it. Is that it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm
Oh
gonna
no,
put up
we got one more. From,
one more. Nia Mavs fan, another 199. Nia Charlotte equals the Inoki great Antonio of our time.
For those that don't know, Great Antonio was trying to shoot on Inoki, so Inoki knocked him out. So that's the deal with that. Rob, throw these results up on the screen. Let's see who won.
Got you. What the fuck is Ebu's account?
At Backup Hangman.
No, it should be in my notifications, but my notifications. Okay, there it is. Somebody tagged you in a tweet. Easy as fuck. All right, hold on.
Rob, it was really nice having you on here with us. Like, we really do love you.
Yeah, you do a good job on these Sundays, and you've had a nice couple months here on the channel. So
you see what happens. You see what happens when you defend AEW. You see what happens.
This is
what happens, Chad.
Nah. This is the first time in face-off history that misogyny lost. I'm so proud of y'all. Like, this is big. This is historic for face-off and for the whole brand as a whole.
This is the first time you've won both your debates on the show. So
bring back I'm not gonna say that. That's crazy. But
yeah, man, she did her thing. She did her thing. I thought it was a great discussion. Rob, I'll take this time right now to say this. Between you taking charge on the Unpurist show when you guys are able to do that, because AO is unable to kind of do the shows these days. Between that and between Twitch and you filling in on all these occasions where you're asked to do so on late notice, I'm personally very proud of how much you've advanced in the channel, because the way I saw it, and this is like a total shoot, like this is just, and I would tell this to Rob off air. I'll do it live on air. I see Rob as somebody who is a talented asset for this brand, but like I always saw him as somebody who could contribute more to Wrestle Purists, and we're seeing it now. So I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the shine you're getting. I thought that
thank you.
Israelites, stand up.
This godly dick riding right now. This is this beast. I like this. Can we do this for 90 more minutes? This is godly.
No, hold on. Not. You got about 60 more seconds. But in all seriousness, like there was some real buzz when I tweeted that Rob was doing the show. Like people actually cared, and like not to say anything. Like it wouldn't be like that maybe a couple months ago. Not even like to take a shot or anything. But I just think now like you really raised your stock to her.
Yeah, like a couple of months ago. I'll admit it. I'll even admit it on air. I was lazy as fuck a couple months ago.
It's not even lazy. It's about being over. And I think like
he glowed up. He really did glow up.
The Wrestle Purists audience, like they look forward to like seeing you be Rob. So thank you for joining the show. I thought you did a good job.
Really quickly, I will announce. Listen, this content creation shit got my dick hard, nigga. We doing a watch along for Raw tomorrow night, baby. Watch along tomorrow night.
That's crazy. Listen, people love the King of.
Oh yeah, because they're doing Gunther. We're watching Gunther versus Big Bronson Reed live.
Right. Listen, guys. He's the doctor of Fedonomics, man. He is our WrestleNomics graduate. Rob, thank you so much for being on Purists Face Off. We have one last super chat that we didn't get to. Now we have a second one actually. So we have two more to read.
Oh wait,
no, we saw that. Bob the Builder, $2 Canadian. Tony Schiavone is overrated. He's everywhere. Schiavone doesn't bother nobody. Darren Walker, €2. Yes. Need a Rob Appreciation podcast. I don't know all that.
Listen, I am never defending AEW again. Listen, you saw me defend AEW tonight, and look at what happened. This will never happen again. AEW is actually pretty bad.
Someone said main event Rob and Stanford. Rob really is Jey Uso, bro.
I'm really nigga. When it comes to this Fed shit, I'm really him.
I guess so. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Isra, the first lady, for being back here. Transparency for you guys. Isra wasn't available for a couple shows, and I just didn't have much interest in doing the show without her because what's Face Off without Isra? You know. So I want to thank both of you guys. I want to thank everybody who's supporting this show. I love doing this. I love providing content for the Wrestle Purist audience. I think you guys are all great, and I had a good time. I had a good time doing this show tonight. Yeah, man, appreciate you guys. Isra.
Oh, real quick, before we go, like I just want to say, from Russell Purist, I'd like to say, show solidarity with the people of Gaza who have been facing indiscriminate bombing for the past 7 days. Being Iraqi, I know what it feels like to see your people have to go through this type of oppression and death. There's no reason why 2,500 people, including 700 children, were being carpet bombed, and it just breaks my heart. So I just want to, my thoughts and my prayers are with them always, and free Palestine.
Absolutely. Well said. Guys, thank you so much for watching us. For Isra, for Rob, I'm Ibu of Wrestle Purist, better known to most of you as Backup Hangman. This has been Wrestle Purist Face Off.
Sure, they got one more. They got one more super chat. More super chat.
Damn it!
You gotta get the fuck out of here.
God damn it.
When did Peach and Rob, Bob the Builder, $2 Canadian? When did Peach and Rob date? Since last year. So,
anyways,
cry.
Anyways, for Isra, for Rob, I'm Backup Hangman. This is Wrestle Purist Face Off, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Oh wait, I didn't hit the stream. I hit the outro. My fault, y'all. Tune in tomorrow. We back.